morning. It don't matter how you say it, if you sing it or if you pray it, as long as it helps to chase the blues away and it keeps you on the path of love. No, it don't matter what you call it, if you name it or where you bought it. All that matters is that you caught it, and it keeps you on the path of love. You can rock it, ring it, stomp it, swing it. Oh, you can tuck it away up high on the shelf. You can hop it, rent it, stomp it, chant it out at the airport or by yourself. If you want to, it don't matter how you say it, if you sing it or if you pray it, as long as it helps to chase your blues away and it keeps you on the path of love. You can rock it, rent it, stomp it, swing it, or you could tuck it away high on the shelf. You can hop it, rent it, stomp it, chant it out at the airport all by yourself. If you want to, it don't matter how you say it, if you sing it or if you pray it, as long as it helps to chase your blues away and it keeps you on the path of love. It keeps you on the path of love. The path of love. The path of love. The path of love. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. The path of love. The path of love. Morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich Prezioso. What a gorgeous song. Man, I wanted to get up and dance.
You could.
I probably could. I come from my mama was a Pentecostal, so it kind of comes naturally to me. So, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock. We are a welcoming and inclusive community. Please know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, we support you. My name is Kim Jozwiak. I'm the spiritual leader here, and I will be doing the talk and all today. Today we're having our spiritual summit. It's our second day, and we have many, many wonderful people in that other room that are creators, creative thinkers, intuitives, and I'd like to just pray for them, if you would join me, as well as ourselves, because each one of you, your love expressed, your divine love expressed in very unique ways. So I just invite you, if you want to close your eyes or just focus on something in front of you, and just invite and remember the essence of love. And we just gather that essence within our hearts, out into our expression, and we bless it. And we bless the ones that have shown up for the spiritual summit. The participants, the vendors, that they too will be fueled by love today. Each person that walks in this building joined and hugged by love. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing each one of us here today for this unique experience. Amen. The 5 unity principles are the basis of what we do here and how we practice here. So if you would join me. Looks like we're having some tech things going on. Yeah, we're just waiting. A lot of you know them, but for those that don't, we'll put the words up. There we go. If you would join me, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. The Christ Spirit lives within me. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. I experience God's presence and power through prayer and meditation. I put my faith into action by demonstration. That last one there, number 5, we did it. We did that number 5 just by waking up and showing up today, right? We put our faith into that we could walk. We put our faith into that we could drive here or be driven, and we showed up. So good for you. Yay. You did 5. Unity Spiritual Center is a ministry based in prayer, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but it was founded in prayer. So you are invited to fill out a prayer form, and when you, right over here, actually, I think we moved the prayer box. I'm glad I remembered that. So we moved the prayer box into the spiritual summit. So if you do have a prayer request, you can fill out the form there and put it in the box. But if you're not going to the spiritual summit, just let me know and I'll fill it out for you and put it in the box. We pray for you for 30 days in an affirmative prayer. And then we also, it is a we, but an I send those prayer requests to Silent Unity as well. And then Silent Unity prays for the prayer too. So it's a lot of prayer. You are also invited to light a memory candle, which you'll find in the back of the sanctuary. We light those candles each time we start a Sunday service, and then we blow them out, and we just keep lighting them every Sunday until they go out. If you would like to memorialize someone, even an idea, I love that idea too, or a pet, please feel free to light a memory candle. In the back there, we just ask if you would pay $2 to cover expenses, and there's a little box below the candles that you could put that money in. I have a lot of gratitude for people here that are volunteering, and we have a lot, in fact, I'd say like 90%, maybe even 100% of our congregation volunteers. Today, we have our AV team, and our AV team is George Mulligano. Thank you, sir. He is in charge of our audio, making sure all the voices sound right. And then Joe Jozwiak, my partner in crime. Thank you, sir. He puts up all the things that go out into the internet. Little story there. Joe and I created new neural pathways during COVID because we went completely for a while online. And so he and I had to learn like programs and different things. And so he's still at it. He's still constantly learning new things to make this happen. So thank you. And I appreciate that. Thank you to our musician today, Rich Prezioso. We really appreciate you.
Morning. I was going to say, thank goodness somebody like Joe knows that stuff, because I sure don't. So. On a sleepy endless ocean, when the world lay in a dream, there was rhythm in the splash and roll, but not a voice to sing. So the moon shone on the breakers, and the morning warmed the waves, till the single cell did jump and hum for joy, as though to say, this is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. And then the day shone bright and round her, till the one turned into two, and the two into 10,000 things, and old things into new. And on some virgin beachhead, one lonesome critter crawled, and he looked about and shouted out in his most astonished drawl, this is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. And should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Then the sky was all a-buzzing, and the ground was carpet green, and the weary children of the wood went dancing in between. And the people sang rejoicing when the field was glad with grain, the songs of celebration from their cities on the plain. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Now there's smoke across the harbor, and there's factories on the shore, and the world is ill with greed and will and enterprise of war. But I will lay my burden in the cradle of your grace, in the shining beaches of your love, and the sea of your embrace. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. This is my home, this is my only home, this is the only sacred ground I have ever known. Should I stray in the dark night alone, rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Rock me, goddess, in the gentle arms of Eden. Sing this one together. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always here. And every thought becomes a prayer. And every thought becomes a prayer.
This is our time for meditation. So I invite you just to settle into this moment, however you like to do that. As we tap into our breath, and just acknowledge that breath happens. It happens to us and through us. Yes, we can control its rhythm and perhaps its depth, but it just breathes this breath. So as you breathe in, all the way down into the lower levels of your lungs, and exhale everything out, sense into that power, that presence within you and outside of you. The things, the substance of what animates, what is that source? I just invite you to notice it. Some call it God, some call it spirit, some call it goddess, some call it energy. It is also known as love. Just notice how love resonates within you, how you express love to others. Think of your loved ones and how you express love to them. And think of how you love yourself. We all have rituals that help ourselves, our bodies, our thoughts to go forward. This essence is part of that, is that in which you live out of. Now notice your thoughts, and just notice them. Thoughts sometimes happen too, just like breath, in a way, because isn't that what our brain does? It thinks and it thinks and it thinks. But here we have a choice. We actually have a choice. Do we want to hook into that thought? Is it loving? Is it kind? Is it truthful? Only we can decide that for ourselves. So just notice those thoughts, and like the clouds in the sky going by. And now even feelings. Thoughts create feelings, and feelings create thoughts. They're really connected in a lot of ways. Some of those emotions associated with love, where do you notice that? Where do you notice it in or around your body? And now actions. When I'm acting out of the essence of love, what do I do? What is my doing? And if you will, just thank your beautiful system for expressing love. And perhaps have gratitude for the ones you love and the ones that challenge you. For it's all a pathway to love. And I invite you to envision your world and the world you interact with in the power of love. Now I ask you just to come back to this present moment any way you'd like to. You can open your eyes if they're closed. I see love. I see love all around me. Thank you for being the expressions of love here. We really appreciate you. Thank you. So today the title of my talk is What is Unity? I was talking to the board, and we were talking about, like, what should I talk about next? I'd like to hear from the board, just some of their ideas. I really believe in collaboration. I think we're better than just individual. When we collaborate with others, we get really different perspectives. And they're like, well, we have some people interested in becoming members. Are you going to do that members class? And I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to do that members class. My calendar's pretty booked. And I go, what if I integrate it in a talk? They're like, yeah. I'm like, because I get to do that because I'm the boss, right? So that made me really excited. Someone called me the boss lady yesterday, and that was fun. But I'm not your typical, boss. I'm a more I don't really like to tell, my husband will tell you this, I don't tell people what to do and I don't give advice, even though I'm a therapist. That's like a misconception. Therapists, if you're going to a therapist that gives you advice, get a new one. Because really, I do believe that everybody has their own unique, North Star. And who am I to tell you what that North Star should look like? And I believe it for myself too. And you can talk to my husband about this too, because he sometimes tries to help me. And it sometimes doesn't go so well. I'm like, no, you don't get to tell me what to do. He's like, I'm just telling you, don't forget a coat. And I'm like, oh goodness. So, yeah, I'm a little spicy like that. So what is unity? So this presentation is going to enable people who want to become a member. This is one of the requirements. One of the requirements is to go to an Intro to Unity class. This is it. And then for some of you who've been around a while, yeah, maybe you'll pick up something new, and if I get something wrong, let me know. So, so the essence of unity, it's not a denomination. It's more a philosophy, and it's a spiritual movement that started as a collaboration between a lot of different thinking in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. Science was becoming a thing. Can you imagine? Before that, we didn't really think in scientific ways. And today we just kind of take that for granted. We thought whatever the church told us to think. And so unity, when it was starting to be developed, was really developed as a place where a safe place where people could share ideas. And it became this constructive and practical approach to Christianity. Are we Christian? We actually do consider ourselves as Christian. Some out there on the more conservative branches would say we're not. And I'll go into that a little bit. But it really was founded on principles. They used principles a lot. That was a favorite word in that day. But principles of truth, however you learn about the truth, which I love, but as exemplified by Jesus Christ. So what makes us unique, the unity movement unique, it's really inclusive, and I really mean that. These people were getting together with of Hindu faith, of Muslim faith, of all kinds of faith, Jewish faith, and really wanting to connect the truth. And what they were realizing, they're like, wow, there is this golden thread of truth in all of this. And so the unity movement honors those truths, as well as grounds them into the truths of the teachings of Jesus Christ. In the unity movement, it is believed that actually Jesus Christ was born around a time where he was just off the Silk Road. He actually would have been influenced by other world religions at the time. And so he was so unique in his teaching. He didn't start another Jewish sect, did he? He started this very unique, powerful modality that had a lot of room to think about how you wanted to think about. So Unity's Unity's universal perspective, there you go, awesome. Unity is trans-denominational, which means it crosses the boundaries of religious labels. It recognizes inner spiritual truths that are shared across cultures and religions. Despite the different terminologies and expressions, there's a common belief that there is a divine creative force that some of us call God, and Unity trusts that this representation, this spirit of truth dwells in each person and guides that person on their unique path. So how did it all begin? So the beginnings of Unity. Unity's story begins in 1886 with Myrtle Fillmore, a woman who was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Doctors said her life was at its end. She was supposed to go and tell everybody goodbye. But she refused to believe this. She would go to different speakers and listen to different speakers, and one of those speakers was Dr. E.B. Weeks. And then she heard this phrase that really resonated with her. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit weakness. I do not inherit weakness. This realization awakened her spiritual identity, leading to her own healing and inspiring many others. She went on a 3-year prayer daily, several times a day, and she would pray over all the cells in her body. She would interact with her body and say that she loved her body. She actually asked her body for forgiveness whenever she spoke ill of it. And then she just remained in this presence of loving her body, seeing her cells as whole. She was healed of tuberculosis. She stopped having all of those symptoms. And she also founded the Society of Silent Help, later known as Silent Unity. This became a powerful prayer support organization. So initially, Myrtle and her husband, Charles, did not envision starting a whole movement. They just wanted to support others in their unique journeys. And in those days, people would just go house to house. I mean, it was very common. People would come over her house for prayer. She'd go to other people's houses for prayer. They'd get together in small groups in different homes. Kind of like the early church, by the way. That was the early church. Met up in people's homes, broke bread, ate food, shared resources, helped the poor, made sure people weren't lonely. That's what they were doing. But more and more like-minded individuals started to meet, which also happened to the early church. Pretty soon, people couldn't meet in people's living rooms. Pretty soon, they had to start looking for other buildings because it was growing. Prayer, healing, and positive thinking became these keys for transformation. So the thought that they really coalesced is that growth happens through spiritual support. It's a way of life. That's what Myrtle found. It's like not that I'm just going to pray here and there, scattershot, but I'm going to envelop myself into these communities that have like-minded ideas, and I'm going to absorb that so that I can give that out. So it's actually a lifestyle. Joe and I were just talking about that this morning because we spend a lot of time at Unity. I'm like, yeah, it's like a lifestyle, you know? And not for everybody. I'm not saying you guys have to be here all the time, but I'm just saying some of us, we really, really take that seriously. So it welcomes anyone to explore and find what resonates with them. That's what I love about this place. There's a lot of freedom to ask hard questions and to play around with those questions. We here don't say we know like what it's supposed to be. We're not black and white here. I'm not going to give you a bunch of laws that you have to follow. You don't have to say things in a certain way. That's Unity says, hey, let's explore that. Let's explore that together. Many well-known personalities actually draw from Unity teachings: Oprah Winfrey, Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, among others. Unity emphasizes thinking for yourself. I love that. Don't give your mind over to somebody else, because that's dangerous, right? That's what we're learning. That's called groupthink, that all of a sudden I am no longer responsible, I'm making somebody else responsible. It also will create conflict, because when that person doesn't do what I like and I've put all my power into that person, I'm gonna get pretty upset and I'm gonna get hurt. That person will fall off their little pedestal and then I'm offended. So this unity really, really, like, it's you. You're the divine essence. You are the light. So take ownership of that. What does that look like? All right, let's talk about metaphysics. Unity is a metaphysical movement. This word often comes up in unity circles. Broadly, it means what's beyond the physical. What's beyond matter, what I can see. It's the spiritual realm. It's the unseen aspects. It relates to understanding our spiritual reality and our understanding of the divine, our own. Actually, it's a metaphysical study. Meta, big, global study of what is underneath all the matter. Father Richard Rohr calls it a Christ-soaked world. Like wherever you look, Christ is in there. And I love that, or God in, or divine in, whatever words you want. All religions are based on the idea that there is an invisible something. There's something greater that goes beyond appearances and connects with the deeper truths of creation on the outside and the inner creation of ourselves. The 5 unity principles, there we go. We apply these principles in the following ways. This principle really just is God is. It's really a short, you can think of it as a short sentence. God is, source is, divine is. Everything that flows from one divine source, it's a loving, creative presence that underlies all of life. Why does this matter? It matters because when we see this divine source as the ground of our being, our default will then move from fear and scarcity to trust and belonging. And I don't know about you, but that's a daily work. I have a personality that's built for my survival, that says, watch out for that. And there's nothing to watch out for, right? And so I then connect to source and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm actually okay. I'm safe right now. So in practical ways, starting your day with like a brief acknowledgement, God is the source of life and good in this situation, can really help even your first moments with your thoughts. You can also replace worry language with naming the trust and not the problem that you fear. So if something comes up and you're a little worried, twist that, or like flip that. Flip that script and say, wait, I'm not going to put power to this worry. I'm going to actually think of maybe a counter of what I trust. And then lastly, gratitude is a powerful thing. I know we all know that here, but there's been studies on gratitude as well. Gratitude is actually linked to happiness. Like the more gratitude in somebody, actually the happier they feel. So yeah, maybe every day the way your divine source showed up for you. And thank that source. And that source could come in, like a lot of times my dog is that source, and dog spelled backwards is God. And so, you know, like right there in my midst, there's that divine energy that's playful and loving, and I get to hug and oh, it's so cute. And so I can be so grateful for that, and that just uplifts our energy, doesn't it? And the second principle is the I am statement. So we go from this global idea, there's this divine source, this higher power, but what am I? I'm this mix or blend or maybe wholeness of spirit and humanity. So I am is the core of my being. There's actually a phrase that God uses in the Old Testament. Moses is like, who am I talking to? What's your name? I am. And I always crack up at that. So Moses has to go back to the tribe, and they're like, who'd you meet with? What's his name? I am. What do you mean, I am? It's almost like that joke, right? Like, who's on first? Like, so it's really the presence of I am. At our core, we're spiritually good. We're inherently worthy. We are not defined by our roles. We are not defined by our mistakes. So sometimes we make mistakes, right? I know I do, all the time. And so, and the old programming has been, and then like all this like, I'm so sorry and I feel terrible. No, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't. We can just remember that we're just spiritual beings having a human experience, and mistakes are part of it. And I wish we didn't even call them mistakes, because they're just a part of learning. We just sometimes miss the mark, right? And that's just normal. So claiming our I am identity helps us start to love ourselves instead of fighting ourselves. We can kind of go, I know you're doing the best you can. I talk to myself all the time, and I talk to my little ones inside. Like I'm trained I'm a therapist, and I'm trained in an internal family system. Says we have all of these versions of ourselves. Like I have my 12-year-old version, I've got my 3-year-old version, and so sometimes when I feel really bad about something, it's my littler parts that were trained to think like that, and I just go, "You're okay, sweetie. I gotcha. I just want to remind you, this is where we are today. We're okay." So you can do these affirmations every day, and one of the most powerful ones is to look in the mirror every morning. I know some of you do this, and you can go, I am beautiful. And then you just stand there and take it. Or you can go, you are beautiful. And then just feel it, because sometimes, boy, it's like a little struggle in there, right? You are smart. That reminds me, gosh darn it, and people like me. But that's from SNL. But really, it is powerful. It is powerful. Like you can just watch yourself say these powerful I am statements, and you can feel the energy and sometimes the struggle. Like some of us, I sense it's like the heart is hitting up a little bit against some of those walls, and you can kind of feel the tightness. Yeah, just go with it. Go with it. Because as we do those practices, we start to open up our window of tolerance for feeling uncomfortable. And that's a really important skill, because our survival mode is, no, I want to be comfortable all the time, so we're going to stay in bed all day, and we're going to watch our favorite movies, and we're not going to interact with the outside world. Oh, maybe that's just mine. But really, it's just constantly allowing ourselves to feel uncomfortable so we can interact with those parts inside of us and go, you're okay, this is expansion. We're just starting to really own what we really are. The third principle, and really it's a short phrase, I think. I'm a thinking creature. I mean, I'm doing it all day long, every single moment of the day. And our thinking has a potential of creating our life experiences, especially for those thoughts that tend to loop. There's some studies out there that most of our thoughts are habitual thoughts. Like we may not have one unique thought in a day unless we make some choices, right? And so as we start to get like aware of our thinking patterns, we're like, wow, I am thinking about it. I'm working on this for a long time, and it doesn't come up as much, except it did this morning. I don't have enough time. Like, I don't know about some of you, but that's a big one for me. And I'm like, wait, what does that even mean? I don't have enough time. Like, I don't own time. I don't bend time. Time is just time. So we are just going to go through the day, and I am going to be present in time. That's what I say. I'm going to be present in time. And so as we rehearse these thoughts, and we start to visualize outcomes, like when I think I don't have enough time, guess what that creates? Anxiety, right here for me. And so I'm like, okay, I have plenty of time. I will get done what I need to get done. I will be where I need to be. It's all under divine order anyway. I take a deep breath, softens my stance, and I can move on. So thought invites alignment. An alignment, we use prayer to align. So affirmative prayer, whoop, I think we're missing one. Can you go back? There's an affirmative. Oh no, keep it here. So connect, so we're still on the principles. So connect with God, I'm sorry, I used some different words. Connecting with God through prayer changes us. We're actually not changing outcomes. I don't know if you guys know that, and I hope it's not a big surprise for you. But prayer actually changes us. And as we are changed, our outcomes change. It's not some magical thing. It's not like doing, all the Hail Marys and all of that stuff. It's really about we want to see. And that's affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer, when I'm praying for something I'm struggling through, I am really, really affirming what I want to see. In some ways, you can kind of envision your day and then affirm what you want to see. And you take that to Source. And you thank, and your gratitude, thank you, Source, for making this happen. And that's a really, really powerful thing. Also, writing your prayers out is really powerful because that's starting to use different parts of your brain. So when we write out affirmations and maybe put them in different places, that's like praying all day long for good things to happen, right? We're envisioning, it changes our structure. We actually open up our frontal lobe to be able to have more ideas and more possibilities. When we're in anxiety, we're back in our amygdala. And our amygdala, it doesn't have ideas. It just has fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And so when we work with prayer, and research has been done on this too, people are healing themselves through prayer. Because there's a big connection, there's a big metaphysical connection between disease, dis-ease, and the way we think. And then the fifth principle is an action principle. We take all of this, and if that just stayed there, and I didn't act, it actually wouldn't ever become transformative. This is the last key, is let's make this transformative. Now, can I act as I am affirming my life? What can I shift, right? Can I reach out and maybe affirm somebody else as I need affirmation? That's what I love praying for other people. As we pray for other people, we actually affirm ourselves too, which is really powerful. And we can do this with people that are challenging, institutions that are challenging. We can actually pray for them. Because what that does is starts to open up that love principle towards things that we don't align with. Prayer aligns us with Source, and then we can kind of let the externals go. And then we can really, really understand what is mine to do here. Some of this stuff, we can't do anything. We don't have a lot of control. And that scares us in a lot of ways. But there are some things we can do. We can pray, we can join, we can show up. We can do a lot of things. And so this action is uniquely your own. Nobody can tell you how to act. I mean, they can. I'm sure people tell you all day long, but you don't have to believe them. You can just really, really pray, sense in what is mine to do today. So recap. The 5 unity principles, this is the shorthand. God is the Source. I am my true identity. I think, my thinking shapes life. I pray, I align with God. I do, I live it. So in conclusion, unity offers us an alternative worldview, a way to approach life with hope, love, and faith in the fundamental good and divine presence within us. It reminds us that we are all spiritual beings capable of healing, growth, and abundance. As we integrate these principles in our daily lives, we will experience greater joy, greater peace, and greater prosperity. Thank you so much for your time and openness. And now I'd like to invite a few friends who are members of our Unity community to come up. And I forgot to ask for a, oh good, there's a microphone up here. Sorry, George, I forgot to ask for one. So whoever remembers me telling them, asking that, and I didn't tell, I asked, to share about your Unity experiences. You guys can come up together. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Gail. And so I just wanted you to hear from some of our members who have become members here. And we're just going to ask a simple question. Thanks, ladies, for joining. And, you know, it's a very brave thing to come up here. I remember the first time I started speaking, my knees were knocking. So, can we start with you, Eileen? So, what good does being a member of Unity bring you?
Lots of good, lots of good. We have a wonderful community with like-minded people. And I've been a member since 1997, I think, a long time. And we get lots of tools to help us live our life. And there's wonderful classes. We have great classes here. And plus I've been introduced to other teachers, you know, other from the classes and just other teachers that I align with and that resonate with me. So I love it here. I've been here a long time, and it's home for me. So, thank you.
Sandy? We're actually filming this, everybody, so I hope you don't mind. It goes
My journey with Unity started in Myrtle Beach. We were on vacation. We were looking for a church to go to on a Sunday morning, and ended up in Myrtle Beach at the Unity Church in a warehouse. So we liked what we heard. And coming from, I was Methodist, my husband grew up Catholic. We were looking for a happy place to be. So we said we liked it so much, why wasn't there one in our hometown? And so when we got home, we found out there was. And we attended that Unity Church for quite some time until it closed. And then about that time we moved. And the first time we came here, this was our closest Unity Church now. They were having their annual meeting and asked us to stay. And so we did, and we were very impressed with the level of commitment here. And instead of just sitting there and hoping that they didn't have to be called on to do anything, people were volunteering, and they were mentioning new programs, and they were committed, and they were excited, and they were very committed to this church, and we were impressed with that. So we started attending and the classes and the Sunday services, and I think that has brought me a deeper connection to the divine and also to this community. So that's my story.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm going to hold this because I'll hold it for you so you can keep it.
Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Susan, and you know, I can't say enough about this place. I hope I don't tear up. I have not been here as long as some of these people, but I was always looking, always searching for something more spiritual. I grew up Catholic, but my parents were kind of anti-Catholic, so they would send me and my brother walking to church, but they wouldn't go. So it was very strange. I didn't get anything out of it. I didn't, you know, I was conflicted. My parents don't, you know, really like it, but then they send us. What does that mean, you know? So I've had a lot of struggles in my life, and I've always been looking for something. I knew that I had spirituality. I knew that somehow I didn't want to connect with a religion, and that was kind of hard for me because I didn't know what I could find. And I read about Unity, and I came here, and I found two people here that I used to work with that I was so thrilled to find, and it was like divine intervention. Like, it made me want to come back because I'm not someone who likes to go to things alone. You know, I'm kind of timid, like, how am I going to meet people? I probably came here late and left here early, you know. But, you know, I really appreciate all the volunteer work this place does. Unity is so, and that means a lot to me. Plus, I've I feel like I've grown here. I've met people who are incredibly kind, and I just, I really love this place. And, when I come here, I feel better when I leave. I have thoughts. I have a monkey mind. So, and I read somewhere that 80% of our thoughts are negative. And I have a lot of negative thoughts, but this place, when I leave it, there's a lot more positivity in my mind, and a lot more love, peace. It's just a wonderful place. And if you have anybody in your life that you think might enjoy coming here, that want spirituality but don't have that religious connection, bring them on board, because this place is amazing.
Gail, come on up. If you want to keep it running.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gail. I've been in Unity now for, a million years, as far as I'm concerned. I'm very grateful for my mom. My mom was a spiritual seeker way before we were. And she taught me how to question everything. And as I grew older, and I floundered here and there, or wherever, like everybody does, but I found Unity with some friends of mine. And I'm going like, I'm home. This is home. This is where I belong. And if you are a spiritual seeker, that is probably what you're going to find, because you're allowed to search. You're allowed to be you. And I just love this place. I really do.
Thank you so much, ladies. So I'm going to move. So if you are interested in becoming a member today, that was one of the prerequisites. The other prerequisite is this. Thank you. Thank you for even being here. That's just gratitude for who you are. And the third is I have these little forms that were created a long time ago, and I haven't redone them, but you'll just fill out the form that says, yeah, I want to belong, and these are my gifts, and I kind of imagine myself using my gifts in these ways. I mean, the questions are a little different than that. If you want to fill out those questionnaires, I have them here with me, so after the service, find me, and we'll fill them out together. If you want to talk more and just have a conversation, let's talk after the service too, okay? So, yeah, it's your turn.
I think we all know this one. I see trees green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days and dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Sing it again. The colors of the rain, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, thank you. At this time, we will collect donations. We welcome your gifts and donations. You are invited to share what you think is fair, but if you're a guest here, put that money away. It's okay, you can just be. If you are online, you can go to unitywoodstock.org and select the donation button. Here at Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock, we are self-supporting. A percentage of your income goes to this building, goes to paying for high-quality musicians, some of our AV. It goes to guest speakers when they're in town. By the way, and I don't think I made this clear, I'm not taking a salary at this time, so just so you know that. So the money doesn't come to me. I really felt with a lot of prayer that I already have a full-time job that pays pretty good as a therapist. So as a spiritual leader for this next contract year, yeah, I'm not going to take an income. And what we're hoping is that our budget really starts to grow, that we start to see a surplus. So pray for a surplus for us. So if you're in the sanctuary with us, please take out your gift and place it in your hands. And we bless your gift here, and those of you at home, you can hold your gift to your heart. We will acknowledge these blessings with a prayer. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. The greeters will gratefully accept your gifts at this time. Visitors, you can just deposit your contact card into the offering bag, but again, please do not feel obligated to contribute. Come on now. We will acknowledge these blessings with a prayer. I'd like you guys to all gather up all the gratitude, all the love, and then if you'll rub your hands together and create some heat. There we go. Oh, I forgot this first one, sorry. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am. Oh wait, did we already do this? Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. Sometimes I get so full of the Spirit. For these gifts and all you givers, we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Yeah, as you guys get to know me, things like that happen. I get a little in my head. We are going to do announcements. Thank you, Joe, for putting these together. He always puts these together so nicely. Today at 10 a.m., it already started. The Spiritual Summit is happening. Tuesday, November 11th, we have Yoga by Candlelight. So go and check it out. You can actually sign up on our unitywoodstock.org. So that's going to be fun. On Friday, the 14th, come enjoy the higher self-healing. I've done it several times. It is quite remarkable. And you don't have to do much. It actually is set up where you actually lay down on the pews. I know that sounds weird, but it really does work. And Kylie does her amazing, beautiful, connected energy healing, and it's quiet. And there's some beautiful music, and you can just feel it. There's something that starts to happen within you that starts to lift you up, and I highly recommend it. Sunday, we have a guest speaker. So look for, if you're not on email blasts and you want to be, talk to me and I'll put you on the list. And this next week, I will also announce what Steve Ticknor is going to be talking about. And then for some more fun, our men's group meets on Thursday, November 20th. And again, if you want to know all the details, go to our website. Hey, this is fun. Can you believe it? We're already I just started hearing my first holiday music over at Starbucks. We need to set up our Christmas tree, and it's vintage. So it's going to be a vintage tree, and so we are looking for donations of vintage ornaments. If we won't keep them, but if we could just put them on the tree, that would be really, really wonderful. Then Fun Day Sunday, so the fourth Sunday of every month, we have a inclusive experience right over here. We call this fellowship, and we sit around, we bring potluck food, and then I give a little bit of not a talk, but kind of hey, this is what we're going to focus on. And then we have some experiential learning around some different topics. Right now we're going through the 5 Unity principles. So come, bring kids. It's kid-friendly, and it's just a lot of fun. We've been having a really good time with it. Youth ministry is on the first and third Sundays of the month. Christ Mind Study Group, it's fantastic. It keeps growing. I keep hearing, I still haven't made one yet, but I want to. But it's pretty powerful. And then we also have Recycling Sundays, the first Sunday of every month. We have just had to stop taking styrofoam. And we are very sad about that, but our vendor no longer is taking the styrofoam, and then we have nowhere to put it. So pray for that, if you would. Put that in your prayers, that we find a way to recycle the styrofoam. In the meantime, don't use styrofoam, so you don't have to recycle it. I mean, is that judgy? I hope not. But, it just will help the planet. All right. I invite you to stand, and we will pray our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and so it is. Amen. And now our peace song. And if you want to hold hands, you can. If you don't want to hold hands, you don't have to. It's up to you.
God as creator, family. you on the path of love. It don't matter how you say it, if you sing it or if you pray it, as long as it's helped to chase your blues away. And you keep you on the path of love. You can rock, stomp, and swing and swing, or you can tuck it away up high on the shelf. You can hop, rant it, stomp it, chant it, out at the airport all by yourself. You want to, it don't matter how you sing, if you sing it or